We heard a lot about PowerPoint. Now it's about PowerPoint and you. We know a lot about slide design, what graphs to use, what images to use. But how do you interact with PowerPoint? Today I would like to show you 3 examples and techniques. I will talk about you and the screen. I will talk about you and you. And I will talk about you and technology. Let's start with the first, you and the screen. I think there are 4 extremes when it comes to us and PowerPoint. The first extreme is what I call the screen admirer. Have you seen the person who's giving the presentation, standing in front of the screen and reading it? Integrated pest management is the coordinated use of pest and environment information with variable pest control, and so on and so on and so on. Obviously, we should avoid this. However, there's also a second extreme, which is the exact opposite. That is what I call the audience admirer. The person is so connected with the audience that he's talking only to the audience. But this person is using PowerPoint. So the person is talking to the audience and talking to the audience and showing different slides and different slides. And the audience gets slightly distracted by the slides as well. But the person doesn't bother to explain what is on the slide while everybody is looking at the nice animations and everything that is going on. The next extreme is what I call the hybrid. It's the hybrid between the audience lover and the screen admirer. And let's go something like this. What I'm talking today about is the introduction. It's as well the clock. It's as well the second part. And I will talk about the conclusions, the financial implications. And there's a very slow way in going on. It's the back and forth and back and forth. Obviously, I don't want to recommend this either. I would recommend you to do the 4th extreme. And that is to use the triple T method. And this is what I call touch, turn, talk. Spend 99% of your time with the audience, but spend 1% of the time explaining what you use with PowerPoint. So for example, analyze is a very important thing. The cost-benefit analysis we have to do. By doing this approach, everybody knows exactly where I am on that slide, but I'm still connected to the audience and I'm not turning my back away and I'm not turning to the screen. So try to use the touch, turn, talk method. Spend time with the audience, but explain and guide where you are on the screen. Which brings me to my next area, you and you. How do you position yourself when giving a presentation, especially with PowerPoint? First one danger. It's winter time now, but imagine it's summertime. Imagine it would be hot, or imagine you would be nervous. And then you would give your presentation and your talk, and you use the touch, turn, talk method. And you start by saying, analyze. And all your nervousness shows directly. Think about your dress when talking with PowerPoint. Hide if there's any nervousness. Then, think about yourself. How do you stand? How do you walk? There are again 2 extremes connected with the first one with the interaction with the screen. The first one that I would call is the ancient stature syndrome. It's the person standing there for a 45-minute presentation and not moving like an ancient statue. And this after a while gets pretty boring. The other extreme is what I call the tiger in the cage syndrome. It's the person using the screen, but walking around like a tiger in the cage, in front of the screen, flipping between the slides and explaining some of the slides. Obviously, this is not well either. What I recommend you all to do is to walk with a purpose. Start and stand calmly with a shoulder width stand. And shoulder width, my dear male friends, is not this. Shoulder width is really assessing yourself and standing shoulder width. It's not this either, which gives you a bit of an imbalanced approach. No, shoulder width. Make your points, and then walk with a purpose. If you have to explain something, touch, turn, talk. Talk to the audience. If you want to address a certain table, go over there then, and then go back. Get a calm stand again, and talk. So use that walk with a purpose, shoulder width stand. And then especially when we come to the third one, when you use with technology. How do you use optimal technology? And with technology I now mean hardware. Very often we have some issues with hardware. What can happen in presentations is that all of a sudden you just talk, and you're so connected with the audience. And then somehow this glass is in there, and you talk with the audience and you don't mean it. And then you don't realize it, and then you have to walk over to move it away. Or also, what can happen is that you stand in front there, and that you don't know how to get back in front of your PowerPoint slides. So the only purpose that you have with walking is to go to the next slide, to go back, to go to the next slide, to go back, which can be very distracting. And the one tip I would like to give to you is spend some money and get a remote control. It's one of the most powerful tools that I've recently discovered. Remote control. It allows you to move seamlessly between one and the second piece without moving to your PC or laptop. But it has also one other magic button. If I think about PowerPoint and you in PowerPoint, very often we think PowerPoint is there and has to be there when we give a presentation. I don't think so. Think about the great speeches in history. Have they been with PowerPoint? Is Obama speaking with PowerPoint? Or just imagine you would have this in that speech in PowerPoint. Martin Luther King. Touch, turn, talk. I have a dream. Touch, turn, talk. Let's implement it now. Sometimes it's also good to get rid of PowerPoint. There, this device can help you as well, to focus all of the attention to you, and not to the screen, but to the person who has a message. It's available online, $49.45. Just let me know if you want to buy some.